And I want to move on to hear a bit from our students. Afterwards, we'll open it for Q&A, where you can ask me. I think I'm less interesting than our students. And I want to let our ladies start. So Dasha, are you okay with starting? Let's keep it for about 2 minutes per person, if it's okay with everybody. Okay, so go ahead.
Sure, of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Dasha. I'm a current student. So a few words about why I chose to come to Tel Aviv University and why I chose this program is because all throughout high school, I was, involved in many subjects and, both in math and humanities. And when it came to choosing my future career and my future education, it was difficult for me to choose one specific track. So Tel Aviv University really allowed me to sort of connect to all of my passions and interests, both in like math, sciences, and in something like philosophy or psychology. So I think that for someone who is quite unsure about what they want to do in the future, or for those who want to keep their options open and study everything that interests them, this program is perfect, in my opinion. I think that throughout this year, I've never had like any problem whatsoever. And I really love how our cohort is very small and personal. So if we have any problems or questions, we can always approach our instructors and professors and get a very sort of in-depth feedback or get our questions solved, which is, I think, is great. And also the university and the program allows us to sort of explore different areas, different fields. For example, we often go to like different companies and see how they work. So it's really great to see how the corporate structure functions in Israel and sort of see what you can do, where you can do an internship in, and just, get motivated and excited for what you can study further. And overall, I think that living in Tel Aviv is a great opportunity for you to sort of also engage with the city and with the business on your own, because there are always like different events happening in different clubs, or basically like a friend could suggest something to you and you can both go. And the city is very accessible. Everything is very clear in English. So if you don't speak Hebrew, it's totally okay. I've never had a problem with, not speaking the language. And overall, I think this program is really, really great. It's very well thought of. And if you choose to come, then you will get a lot of support and advice from our advisors, from Louise and Shai. They're amazing. And if you ever, hesitate, you can always reach out to them and they'll help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dasha. Noah?
Okay, so hi, my name is Noah. So yeah, I didn't really expect, like it wasn't like a big thing that I knew that I wanted to study in Israel. I initially wanted to study in the US, but I really wanted to stay in Israel. So I found this program. It was really the only program I applied to, and I kind of went with it without, just kind of went with it. And I've been, honestly saying I've been extremely like pleased with everything that this program has given me. I think the combination of having the liberty, like Dasha said, to study what you want, and with like something more structured like management that I feel like will actually like kind of bring you somewhere in life, and things that you like, that you're interested in, like liberal arts that are more, I think like things that you can more like think about, and more like subjects that people have like more passions about, I think, but aren't really like real. I think that's like really great, and I never thought of studying like this. And then the combination of that and also being in Tel Aviv, and like Dasha said, also like the opportunities here, it's really incredible. Like I very like there's I think that if you're an independent person and you want to explore and you want to make the most of this opportunity of being at the school and in Tel Aviv and with the teachers and with the support that you have, you could only succeed in this environment. And And yeah, and I think and the people are great. The teachers are really attentive to what you want, and like they're always like asking you how to, how like they can improve or what's best for us. But the academic like level is also really high, I feel, and I don't feel like bored or unchallenged. So that's also really great. And I think overall just the people are it's a really good environment. I think being in a small class where you get to know everyone, and it's just like also relationships forming, which is something that like on the long run you can't really trade with anything else. So I think so yeah, that's
Noah, do you want to just say a few words since you've been quite an active member of the program this year in terms of documenting? Do you want to say a few words about that
yeah.
role?
Of course. Sorry.
want.
So I am like a documentarian actualist. What that is I get interviews and like, yeah, basically interviews of the students of the program. And I try to really advertise the program as well, like the life that people could live in this program, as much as I can. So yeah, so I mean, next year, if any of you guys are here, I'm gonna take on the same role. But just to talk about how you're liking it, your life. And I think that, as I said before, and that's also what I try to really express, I guess, in my videos, is like how much being here, you have like a well-rounded life. Like what Tel Aviv University is offering you is not just an educational path. I think it's the opportunity to do a lot of different things with your life. So which is like going out, having fun, discovering the city, discovering I don't know, like work opportunities, discovering network opportunities, and like people to be with, as well as getting a great education. That's what I try to feature, and that's what like kind of what I said, what I think is great about the program. So yeah, and that's and I'm gonna look for more people to help me. So if anyone's interested, but yeah.
Okay, thank you, Noah. So we're gonna move on to hear from Leander. Leo, as
All
everybody
right.
else knows
Yeah.
him.
My
So
name-
Leo, take it from here. Yeah.
My name is Leander, or Leo. Short, it's easier. I'm from Germany and I came here recently. I started in spring semester, not at the same time as all the others, but I was like literally no problem. And I came here to Tel Aviv University because I made some research what I want to study and whatever. And I thought about business and maybe also liberal arts and some philosophy, some, different tracks all at the same time. And for that, the program is like perfect because you don't just learn something about business, you learn something about whatever path you choose. So it's like you get like a broad education. And furthermore, I came here because Tel Aviv, or Israel in general, is famous as the startup nation, and study business in the startup nation. And with that program specifically, where you get in touch with all the local companies, with all the events, we have like weekly events, we have like every week we can go talk to these people, to these people, to these people, can get an internship, whatever you want. So it's like the perfect way to move to Israel and get into the startup scene, if that's like something you guys are into. And that was like the most important thing to me, for me to go here, as well as the nice weather in here in Israel and Tel Aviv. I really enjoy it. The 10 minutes walk to the beach, the amazing city of Tel Aviv that has like everything to offer you want to have, like best food, amazing parties, the vibe is great. And yeah, I hope I filled the 2 minutes. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Leander. Miles, you want to say a few words?
Yeah, so my name is Miles. I am from the US. More specifically New Hampshire, which I guess is like, someone said they were from Canada. It's like pretty close. Basically how my experience has been, it's been really great. Why I came to study was I was at a different university and I came to Israel for an internship, and I toured the university, and it's Tel Aviv University is beautiful. Like as soon as you step on campus, like the architecture of the buildings, just kind of the people sitting on the grass, everything. It kind of blows you away. And so when I experienced that, it kind of put me into a different mindset where I was like, I want to be here. Even though I'd already done 2 years somewhere else, all I wanted to do was just be here. So I made it happen. As for the academics, the liberal arts part is pretty interesting. Like you can study whatever you want. And the management, I think, is really core. And I think is true to like startups and business and data science and everything that you could want that follows your business passions. So that for me was really important because that's what I wanted to study. And I think that I've gotten that here with some great professors that know my name, and I can feel free to speak to them after class. And I think that that's really important, especially the difference from like a big university where it's like 250 people in a lecture hall. And this is not like that at all. It's way more close knit. The program's like a family. And overall, it's just a great atmosphere. Plus, you get to live in Tel Aviv, which is like the most fun place ever. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Miles. And Ivan, you want to say a few words?
Yeah, sure, again. I'm Ivan. I'm from Russia, St. Petersburg. And basically, I was planning to study in Canada, in England, in Europe in general. But my visas were declined. So the only place that accepted me was Israel. So I came here in October, and it turns out to be one of the best universities from my long list of all the universities that accepted me. This is one of the best in terms of ranking, in terms of ranking in entrepreneurship. And I think it's the best place to study management and business from all the places I've been able to do this. So I'm really happy with the management part of our program because I enjoy it more than liberal arts, because I like to get a precise and exact understanding of math, stats, economics. Teachers are good. I can just agree with all the stuff that was already said because I'm one of the last, I think.
Yeah, Ivan, do you want to just say a few words because you're one of the students who really taste from everything the campus has to offer in terms of all the events? You want to say a few words about that?
Yeah, sure. We have a lot of events here. For example, Ignite club. It's a business club, and I attend almost every event that they offer, even Hebrew. I don't know Hebrew, but still I go there for networking. It's really easy to connect with people, so you can just come to them and say like, I'm Ivan, I study in the University of Tel Aviv, I want an internship. Let's talk about it. I had a few offers, I declined them because companies were strange. I didn't take them, but at least you have a chance. So just be a little bit more aggressive.
Okay, thank you, Ivan. So I want to open it up for those of you who joined us. If you have any questions, anything that has to do with me or with our wonderful students that joined us, any questions, if you want to raise your hand or do it the Zoom way with the little icon thingy on the bottom of the screen. Any questions from anybody? Yes,
Yeah,
Amanda?
it's more for the students, but do you guys like all live on campus, or like do some of you like live off campus, like just in Tel Aviv?
Guys, whoever wants to answer, feel free.
I think like most of us live on campus. There's like two main dormitories. There's Einstein and then Broshim. I don't know, Louise, like how it works with new students getting to choose which dorm, but basically they're both really nice. And yeah, like I think in Einstein you share a room with someone, and in Broshim you get your own room. I think that's like the main difference.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just add to that, yeah, I think there are a lot of different accommodation options, whether it's sharing a room or having your own room in an apartment or having your own studio apartment. But I will say that for our program, more than half of our students don't live on campus. So they live somewhere in Tel Aviv and they come to the classes and they come to some of the activities. We actually have a few students that live outside of Tel Aviv. And they make their way on trains or on the bus, and they come. I think that, and I mean, you know, Miles and everybody else would be better to answer this. Everybody is still a very close-knit group, even the people that, you know, live off campus, they're still part of the group. And I think that taking all the management classes together, and the group and the class activities, hope, you know, adds to this sense of community, I think.
If you
Yeah,
have,
no? Sorry.
Sorry, I was just gonna add, I like to what Louis said. I think that I lived on campus for about like the first semester, and I moved out, and I wanted to be there the first semester to be with around the people and like kind of understand things. But it's the same thing. Like once you kind of have your group of friends, whatever, you can, you know, move out. Also, since like Tel Aviv is really small. Like even if you live South Tel Aviv, it's annoying to get here, but it's really not that big of a deal. And even the people who come from outside of Tel Aviv, it's not that big of a deal, I think. So it's like it's just it really, I don't think it matters that much. And even the people who didn't live on campus, they were able to integrate and make friends and whatever. It really, I don't think I think it's more to do with like being part of the classes where everyone has to be a part of, which is like management, where we all have to take the same classes.
Dasha, did you want to say something? Oh, and Ivan, sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to add because like I've had experience of living in Einstein, in Broshim, and in the city in Bat Yam. So like I have quite a well-round experience. Bat Yam is like a city next to Tel Aviv, so it's considered like outside of it. And if you choose to live, for example, in Tel Aviv or outside, I think it's very easy to get to campus because there's a train station like very close to the university, to the campus. And it's just like maybe a 10-15 minute walk max. So if you live somewhere far, you can just take the train. The schedules are quite regular, so there are no issues with that. And in terms of living both in Einstein and Broshim, I think that it depends on what you're looking for. For example, if you want to live with many people and share space and just really connect deeply into the community, then you can choose living with someone, like with three other people, or with one more person. Or if you want some more privacy and just your personal space, you can also live alone. And they're like the program also and the madrihim, the people who sort of help the students with many issues, they are very open to help you. So for example, I really wanted to change my dormitory, and everyone has been very supportive, and they've managed to help me out as much as possible, and which I'm very grateful for. So if you choose to live in either place, I think it's going to be really great and accessible.
Okay, Ivan, boy, keep.
Yeah, just use advantage of on-campus housing. It takes up to like 10 minutes to go to the classes, and it's just better. I used to live in the city, and I have like plenty of time when I moved from the city center to on-campus housing to Broshim. Don't choose Einstein.
Okay, thank you, Ivan. Okay, any other questions? Sorry, there was a fly here. Yes, Amanda?
Yeah, sorry, one more.
Yeah, please.
Is it like, do you guys find it's more like I guess half business, half liberal arts, or like more business? And also, what are your favorite classes like that you guys have taken?
Guys?
Alright.
Yeah.
I would say like it's pretty half, but you'll kind of feel for yourself which you end up focusing on a little more. Like you'll definitely develop that, but I'd say like schedule-y, like it's pretty half, a little bit more management, at least for the first semester. my at least for me, one of my favorite classes was like our general math class. Just a great professor. You'll take that class with the same professor, and you'll really enjoy it. It's really fun.
I can go. I also feel like it's half. I think for the liberal arts side, a lot of, I mean, at least in the first, I think they're going to keep it this way, but the first year you take all the core liberal arts classes, which is like you don't really decide what you want to do yet. You decide kind of your second year, your two like minors. And I changed my schedule around, and I was able to start my minor this year and just finish my core next year. And it was and it's honestly great because that one minor kind of class, more focused class I take in liberal arts is really, really amazing. So I think a lot of the times, like for the liberal, like really not to be mean towards the liberal arts program, but it can be a little deceiving with the core stuff. But once you get to your minors, which is really like what you're going to be studying, it's really, the classes are I think better and more interesting. But yeah, in the management class, I also really liked the math class last semester. And what other class? Oh yeah, no, I mean this semester I like also business. I think it's but everything, I don't think you can really just compare them, because like your first semester especially, you're gonna do like the classes you take, like math, stats, and organizational behavior, and these are like basic classes for like the rest of whatever you're gonna do. So it's like, so it's just it's a great also like a structure to have to begin with that. But yeah, I think those classes are also very different from what we're doing this semester, which is really more focused into the subject of business management. So yeah.
Okay, anybody else on the favorite class section or half and half? Okay. Oh, Dasha?
Yeah, I can quickly add that also my favorite class, surprisingly for me myself, was math, because interestingly enough, I never considered myself to be like a math person. And I was like really worried when I was applying that my math sort of SAT score was too low, or that I wouldn't be able to, catch up with my other peers in the math curriculum. But when we actually started having lessons, because the professor was so great and the class was structured amazingly, it felt like very, very, I don't know, not easy, but just sort of understand, like I understood everything, and I did not ever have a problem with not understanding the material, because we have like lectures and also tutorials, and those are like with different professors, teachers, and it really allows you to kind of at the lecture listen and sort of get an in-depth knowledge of the topic, and then during the tutorial you get to practice a lot. And also the homework that was given was also really focused on practicing, and so when it came to the midterm and to the final, like I just had to revise some of the concepts that were a little bit unclear, but I did not have any troubles. And so very surprisingly, my favorite class was math, and I'm really happy about that. And also in terms of the schedule, I think it's quite 50-50, and really agree with Noah about how in the first year it's kind of very basic. So like you get some knowledge of philosophy, of literature, maybe a little bit of psychology. Also, like there was a climate class in the first semester, maybe also like arts, like visual arts. But yeah, in the second year, you will choose like a minor and major tracks, and you will get like a more in-depth knowledge of the subject that interests you. But the first year really allows you to kind of understand like everything, and so to see what subjects you want to go in further.
Okay, thank you guys. Any other questions from anybody? No, Amanda, you're done. No other questions? Okay, so I'm gonna sum this up. I want to thank everybody who joined us. I hope that this was a fruitful session. I want to thank my fantastic students. Thank you guys all for joining me, taking the time, sharing your experiences. And I'll wish everybody a great week. And again, everybody knows my students, and also those of you that joined us. You have my contact details, so don't hesitate to reach out if you have any other questions. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Stop sharing.